Hello, it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today I'm joining in with Roni's 2000 subscriber celebratory hop and giveaway. Roni's a dear friend of mine who I met through Mixed Media Frenzy, which is a Facebook group for mixed media scrapbooking. And I love Roni's layouts, and I'm so pleased she's reached 2000 subbies. That's such a huge achievement, so I'm really thrilled to be taking part in her hop today and helping her celebrate. So there's loads of us taking part. In my description box below you'll find the video links to everyone taking part and helping Roni celebrate. Some people will be scrap lifting Roni's layouts. I've chosen not to scrap lift on this occasion and to do my own kind of layout. I found recently I was getting into a bit of a rut and scrap lifting a lot, which is nothing wrong with it. I love scrap lifting, especially when you find a layout you really love and it inspires you. But I'm on a few design teams and I don't like to scrap lift for design teams. I feel like I'm being given products to design with, therefore I need to come up with my own designs. And I found that where I was scrap lifting a lot outside of DT work, my mojo was kind of going for a bit of a walk and leaving me behind. So I was struggling for mojo, so I've decided to try not to scrap lift for a while, just so that I can kind of get back in the swing of things. And just generally be creative on my own terms. So that being said, this is my own layout, so I'm not scrap lifting Roni, but Roni's layouts are fab. You should check her out on YouTube and Instagram. She's at Roni C Scrapper. So enough waffling on from me, let's talk about my layout. At the moment I'm fussy cutting, so I'm going to skip through all of that because it just takes forever. I'm using a 12x12 paper pad from a local craft store called The Range, or it's not really a craft store, it's kind of a department store that has a craft section, and this is one of their own brand paper pads. And I've only used it once before, but it's really beautiful and it's all sunflower related. So I've got a gorgeous photo of my little boy at a sunflower farm, and I was desperate to scrap it, which is why I've pulled out this collection. So I've cut my photo in a circle. I think it's about 3.5 inches in diameter-ish. I've used my metal dies to cut it out. And then I've cut 2 slightly smaller circles and again 2 even smaller. And I'm going to have them in a line across the top of the page there, just trying to get them lined up. You can't really see it too well on camera here, but the darker 2 circles next to my photo, we've got really tiny little sunflowers on, which is really cute. And then that kind of orangey yellow colour, that just has some polka dots on it. So I've got those in a line. I'm sticking the 2 either side of my photo down flat, and then I've raised my photo up with some foam to help keep it to be the focal point of my layout. And then I've fussy cut loads of sunflowers from a couple of the papers. You can just about see one over on the left of the screen there. The larger sunflowers are from that paper, and then there was another one that was full of smaller sunflower heads, so I've done some of those as well. And I'm just arranging them around those circles, some above my photo, and then I want to have some cascading down towards the bottom of the page. And I'm raising all of these sunflowers up on foam pads to introduce some dimension to my layout, because I absolutely love to have loads of dimension. It does mean my albums get bulky quite quickly. I probably don't fit as many layouts in my albums as most people do, but I do love to have loads of texture and dimension. So lots of foam gets used in my craft room. I'm just marking the centre of the bottom of the page there. I want to sort of tear a section off with a peak in the middle that kind of goes up, so it's kind of meeting those sunflowers that are cascading down. And I'm going to back that section with some of the sunflower pattern paper that I've used for the circles. And I'm just using a 12x12 sheet behind just to make sure I line it all up so that my page is still 12x12, if that makes sense. So I'm going to have that paper at the bottom, and then I'm going to have a couple of sunflowers, I think I do 3 in the end, just sat on top there at the bottom, again raised up on foam. So again, I've skipped through that fussy cutting process for you. It's quite tedious to watch, but I've got a larger sunflower in the centre and then a smaller one either side, and that kind of just helps to meet that cascading line of flowers, so it kind of keeps the layout as one whole thing. And then I decided I wanted to do the same at the top with the orangey yellow kind of sunflower coloured paper, but the paper didn't tear the way I wanted. I was really trying to get that kind of point in the centre again, but as you can see, it just didn't work. It was really hard to try and tear it. I didn't want the kind of the white edge, you know, sometimes you tear things one way, you get the white edge, you tear it the other way, you don't. I didn't want that white edge, and in trying to tear it I was creasing my entire layout, so the shape isn't quite what I wanted, but I still like how it turned out, and I've used my edge distresser to kind of roll that back slightly. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a couple of sunflowers up the top there as well, so it's not just a bit of paper up there on its own. I think actually on camera here I only do the one sunflower. I think it might be after I've turned the camera off I decided to pop a second smaller one up there. I can't remember, we'll find out in a minute. So if another sunflower appears suddenly in the photos at the end, you know why. I want to add my title now, and I'm going to go with You Are My Sunshine. These are HipKit exclusive alpha stickers. These came in the September 2021 kit. And I'm trying to figure out where I want my title. Initially I thought I wanted it at the bottom there, kind of following the edges of those circles, but I really didn't like it. It wasn't kind of sitting in the corners nicely, really just didn't like it at all. So then I had a play and moved it up either side of my photo, so on those circles, and again I really wasn't too keen on that. It just looked a bit blocky. Especially the you are over on the left there, because both words have got 3 letters. It just looked too blocky, and I really didn't like it. So then I tried up the top there, and I liked this a lot more, but I do have to just work on the spacing. So I've got You Are My up on the top left, and then Sunshine's going to go on the kind of bottom right of the circle there. And it kind of looks like a wavy line going through the centre of my photo, which I really liked. Just need to space those 3 words out a bit more. So I love how that looks, and those HipKit alphas match the colours in those sunflowers perfectly, which was really handy. And I want to embellish a little bit more, but I don't want to add anything too big because I want those sunflowers to kind of be the star of the page. So I've pulled out a sequin mix by Spiegel Mum Scraps. It's called Tranquil Garden, and the colours in it were perfect for this this paper pad and this layout. You've got the yellows and the blues, it was just great. So I've pulled out a few of the larger butterflies. I'm going to have those like butterfly sequins, they're fantastic. I'm going to have a few of those. I think I've only got 2 on the page at the moment, but I do end up bringing in a 3rd one down the bottom with that little cluster of 3 sunflowers. But I'm just scattering them, again following that cascading line down the centre of the page, and then I've got a couple of clusters either side just on those orange circles in amongst those couple of sunflowers I've got. And I'm sticking those down with glossy accents because I find it's the best thing for holding my sequins. It dries quite quickly, but it dries really strong, so holds them really well, and they tend not to ping off when I'm trying to put them in my album. So almost done now, and I absolutely love how this is looking. It just goes to show you don't need expensive collections to create lovely pages. I think this paper pad was £5, maybe £6. It wasn't expensive at all, but with fussy cutting I'm able to get embellishments from it as well, and it's just really pretty, so really glad I bought this one. And I'm just going to finish off now with some splatters, and I've pulled out my watercolour paints. There was one that I knew was kind of like a mustardy yellow, kind of almost sunflower dandelion coloured, but it worked really well, so I've just finished off with some splatters of that, and that's my layout finished. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you are new to my channel and you have found me via Roni's Hop, please do remember to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more. I'm also on Instagram at Precious Pages Papercraft, and please do remember in my description box below you'll find the list of everyone else taking part, so it'd be really great if you could hop along and share the love there as well. But thank you again for joining me. Massive congratulations to Roni on reaching 2,000 subbies. I'm sure we'll be back again when she reaches 3,000, but well done to Roni, and thanks again. I shall see you next time.